All right, guys, I'm back. It's been about 2 weeks roughly since I've actually did a podcast. I'm going to talk about one of the most shocking things I've heard recently. It's not really a shocker to me. I mean, unless you've been under a rock. I've known about this for 20 years, well over 20 years. It doesn't shock me. And I don't know if they officially announced it for effect, but I kind of knew some things about this famed character for a long time. I mean, my son grew up watching him when he was probably about 6-7 years old. And I watched it with him, and I became a very well-known, lovable character. And then last night, I'm going through reading the blogs and stuff, and this is what I came up with. This is DJ Wolf Live. All right, guys. If you don't know what I'm talking about, or been under a rock, the famed character from Nickelodeon's probably most famed, or what their version of Mickey Mouse is, Spoongebob Squarepants. After 23 years, roughly 23 years, almost 20, well, actually, after 21 years, came out of the closet and said he was gay. At least that's what Nickelodeon said. They said the character actually was a gay character. And I'm thinking, what a shock. It's not a shock, but I'm just saying, we knew he was gay for years. I suspected SpongeBob the first few years I started watching the show with my son. He's like coming out, all this other crazy stuff, and we knew that. I still like the character. I still like the cartoon. I mean, honestly, to this day, I will still watch the show. Not because he's gay, because the show was downright funny as hell. It's one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite cartoons the last 25 years. To tell you the truth, I love watching SpongeBob. I actually bought the SpongeBob movie several years ago. But we kind of figured. I figured he was gay. I'm gonna have to talk to my son about that. I knew he used to watch it all the time. But we knew when my wife was talking about the last. We knew he was gay for decades. I mean, this is nothing new. What a shock! SpongeBob is gay. Wow. Who'd have thought that was? Who'd have thought that wasn't true? But and you can tell by his affect and everything, by the way he talking and all that, he was gay. But truthfully, the one I thought was gay was Squidward, and I think that was a rumor that came out a couple of years ago about the other character. Squidward was gay, and I thought Squidward was gay the entire time. I've been thought that as well. But I thought almost all the characters on there was gay, except maybe for Mr. Crab. Mr. Crab was getting in. Him and the chum, whatever the chum thing is, or what that little tiny thing, whatever that is, little mean one. But anyway, yeah, I kind of figured that. And the main characters, I forgot the starfish name. I think they were all gay, for the most part, except a couple of the other characters. But on a serious note, with the thing going on with the Black Lives Matter movement, and I noticed that, and I hadn't talked about that because I've been chomping at the bit to talk about it. The LGBTQ movement is now trying to use their agenda to glom onto the Black Lives Matter movement. And I'm thinking, why is it every time something going on with the issue regarding police brutality against African Americans, they always glom on to our issue? I'm thinking you should react when you need to react. So you guys have a bigger support from, politicians than we do. Much bigger support. So you don't need our help to be honest with you. Talking about our issues. But see, the moment you start focusing on your issues when we focus on ours, guess who's going to get the most attention? You know. And Nickelodeon hadn't to come up with this around the same time as a distraction to me. Speaking of distractions, somebody was just talking about that right quick about now they're trying to bring all these sports teams back. They brought back NASCAR. Now they're trying to bring back soccer and NHL and now the NBA. And I'll be honest with you, as much as I love watching the NBA, or at least as much as I did used to watch the NBA with greats like Kobe and Michael Jordan and Magic and those guys, to be honest, I don't really miss it that much the last few years, man. It's been kind of lackluster to me, to tell you the truth. I don't be feeling it like that, man. The players ain't the players. The caliber of players out here now, for the most part, ain't the players that was 20 years ago, or even 15 years ago. To tell you the truth, so all that would be is nothing but a distraction at this point. Hell with all that mess. It's too much mess going on when you think about it anyway. To tell you the truth, but we need to continue to talk about it. It needs to be dialogued every day, because I know the white supremacy does not want this being discussed in the workplace or any place else for that matter. They don't. They do not want to talk about it at all. Wow. Okay, it's going to probably go around. They ain't doing that. They don't want to discuss it. Period. They didn't want no discussion about it. Now he's gonna turn. They want no discussion of it. Period. They won't. And dude, you asshole. Come on, man. These people, I swear, these people can't drive worth 2 damn cents around here, man. But they're trying to divert the attention from it now by bringing all these sports teams back, which is amazing. Let me talk about this other thing right quick. Actually, you know what? Let me talk about this right quick. Over the weekend, my neighbors done threw a big party. I mean, big party. And here's the irony of it. Not one person at that party, for what I saw, of all the people I saw there, who were there, not one person had on a mask. Not a one. Not a single one. Not even a cloth. Not even not even a napkin over their face. Not one person. Not one person. I'm like, that's fucking ridiculous. All that stuff is going on now, and you won't even cover your damn face. That's ridiculous, man. I mean, it's totally fucking ridiculous. Here it is, and I mean, now they did something for my niece this weekend because my niece graduated high school, and they practiced social distancing. They all had masks on. They all sat, or were 6 feet apart from each other. And that was fine, But the thing of it is, though, is that this party, these people were in close proximity to each other, extreme close proximity, and there were more than 50 people, And I'm like, this is ridiculous, man. Black people don't believe black make reasons sometimes when they need to, and this is one of the times, No one practiced social distancing. I guess they figure, well, they're not doing it at the protest, then why we need to do it here? Although you see a number of people at protests wearing masks. Not everybody wear masks at protests from what I saw, but I saw a number of people that were. But nobody at this party was wearing masks. Not one single person. Not one person. I'm like, that's ridiculous. You guys were already wrong anyway, and then you don't even wear the mask on top of all that with all the people around. They just didn't care. And I think, I thought my neighbor had mentioned something about me. I don't remember exactly about the party itself per se, but no one practiced social distancing. I wouldn't win anyway if that was the case. You know. But my thing is now is that they're going to use this excuse now to re-quarantine people. But I'm also wondering, was this coronavirus a hoax or not? I'm not saying it wasn't a hoax, but I kind of question now, because now they're in a hurry, and I understand why they want to go back to work, because of economics that was faltered by you know who. But they sure enough had planned on waiting until Memorial Day weekend to start bringing everything back up, without no real resolution to this cause, or advising people to eat healthy, which they ain't gonna do that no way, because a lot of restaurants encourage them to just eat, period. You know, out here in PG, we still got the highest number of cases, man. We had over, I think it was reported about 2,000 deaths out here. 61,000 cases of COVID-19 has been reported out here. The highest number of cases in the entire DMV. I'm talking about the entire DMV of Maryland, DC, and Virginia. This region in PG has the entire highest number of cases, period. You know, I'm also thinking that this social distancing thing, where they actually have people stay at home, might be causing a lot of people not to come out and work out like they normally do, and which causing them to stay at home and eat more. Because I actually even kind of felt a little sluggish at times, because I was eating all kinds of stuff, you know, when I stay at home. You know, it's eating out my gourd. Just eating anything, stuff I normally wouldn't be eating, you know. But if I'm out and about or working or whatever, I usually eat light. But when I'm home, I usually eat a little heavy. I seem to have more energy while I'm out and about. And I'm thinking the rise of people having heart issues and kidney issues and stuff like that, because a lot of people aren't active and are eating all kind of junk, aren't eating healthy. You know, which probably leads to that COVID-19. You know. So, but really, it's, I don't know, man. We just got to keep praying up, got to eat right, and be conscious about what's going on in this country, man, because Black lives do matter. I want to talk about one other thing right quick. And I mentioned this to Cut to Chase TV. I thank him for his platform. I appreciate him being really honest about situations that's going on in this country, especially among us. There was a recent incident that happened Friday night in Atlanta. The second big incident that happened Friday in Atlanta in a matter of weeks. Black man was at a Wendy's. I guess he was slumped over. Appeared to be asleep. And I guess the cops had spotted it and saw him. And they took him out and they tested him. He actually had been drinking and drank one beer. So, of course, because his alcohol level was above the limit in the state of Georgia and the city of Atlanta, he was handcuffed or was being detained, rather. And I guess a struggle ensued. He decided to wrestle with the cops. And they had him on the ground. I guess they were going to tase him because he was struggling. He was resisting arrest. He grabbed the taser, got up, started swinging on the cops, both cops, knocked him on the ground. He started running. As he was running, the cops were running after him. He points the taser at the cops. Now, why the cops didn't... Well, actually, at the same time, the cop is supposed to have shot the taser at the suspect. The suspect pointed the taser back at him and shot him. They shot him. And, I don't know if he was hit 3 times, but he was shot. There were 3 gunshots that were heard. in the video. And he died. My thing of it is, even though it was justified to use deadly force, this is my opinion. I know some people are like, no, that's not true. That's true. I think there was justification on it. First of all, he resisted arrest. He was wrong. He was drinking. And they stopped him because he was over the limit. Right? To be slumped over in a car, I wouldn't want nobody driving. I'm going to tell you the truth. If you slumped over the car like that and you've been drinking, you may want to not be driving. That's number one. Number two, they detain you for a purpose of your safety. Which leads to number three. Knowing that you had a family, and he had a family of 4, if I ain't mistaken. But he had a family, he was married, wife and kids. Why would you try to resist arrest, come out swinging at the cops, take the taser, run with the taser, point the taser at the cops, just to be shot, even though technically they didn't even have to shoot. They didn't have to shoot that guy. They really didn't. But on the other hand, you didn't have to fight the cops at that point when you know you was wrong. Resisted arrest. Grabbed the taser. Now, a taser is supposed to be non-lethal, right? And even though it is non-lethal, you can stun a person. You, in essence, and this is my opinion, you use a taser on somebody, you're using it to enable them, to disable them, okay? In essence, if you had a shot the taser at the cop and disabled them and grabbed a gun, you're putting them in harm's way. That's just the bottom line. Niggas need to wake up. Seriously. Negroes need to wake up. You are actually putting the cops' life in harm's way once you do that. Once you do that, pretty much all bets are off. And Cut to the Chase TV had a comment about it, and he was totally right, and I totally agree with him. It was justified as a result. You got to think about the situation. I know some people, well, if it's not intended to be a weapon to harm anybody, why would they shoot him? Because if the cop had been disabled from that taser, guess what that guy could have done? That's my point. The situation with George Floyd, it was totally different. George Floyd did not resist arrest. The cops took him in the car, beat him up, put him on the ground, put their knee on his neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds and crushed him. That was ridiculous. That was totally fucking ridiculous. Ridiculous as all hell. Which leads to my next segment on that. Dave Chappelle was right. Dave Chappelle went in. He did I can't even call it, it wasn't a comedy show. But it was a very, very powerful lecture on race. Which really, that's what it was. It was more of a lecture on race than anything else. It wasn't a comedy show. I don't consider that a comedy show at all. But the lecture on race was very, very, extremely powerful. And he's one of the few celebrities I've actually heard spoke out about it. And that's his first public, concert that he did in, I think they said about 87 days. But it was more like a lecture. And I applaud him for that. And I applaud him for what he said. He spoke out on Candace Owens as well. And here's my thing. I'm going to say this. I'm going to get off right quick. Just because a guy is a criminal, all right? Don't care about whether he's a criminal or not. It does not give you the right as a law enforcement official to break the law. Your job is to uphold the law, protect the served. Not to uphold the law and then break it. You know? But then you're going to talk about, well, those criminals were doing this and that. He'd be doing that if he was doing... Okay, you're right. That's true. But that's where the lawmakers come in to toughen up legislation on what criminals do. That's not the cop's responsibility. The cop is not supposed to be a judge and jury. Okay? That's not his job. Y'all know damn well it's not. But when it comes to black suspects, oh, he can do that. He can do it with impunity, according to you guys. No, they're not supposed to do that at all, period. And if you say that it's okay for him to do it, then you're full of shit. It's DJ Wolf. I'm out.